Hey everybody, welcome back to the Homestead. Today I'm going to cover the best methods in transferring chickens from one coop area to another. Now, what we do here is we have a three-stage system. So the chicken coop is considered stage one. Then they have this caged in area like a run. Ours is a little bit bigger than a normal run that has netting over it to protect from predators. That's stage two. And then they have a door that they can get out of to go free range out in the open in our grass field, and that would be stage three. That's just how we have ours set up. If you don't have the space or resources to do that, that's totally fine. That's just what we use here. But let's go ahead and get into some of the best methods and practices when it comes to transferring your chicks or chickens from one coop area to another. Now, when you originally move your chicks from like the brooder to their first original coop, typically you would want to lock them in that new coop area for 3 to 5 days. That's the average amount of time it takes for a chicken to recognize that place as its new home, is about 3 to 5 days. So that would be ideal, right? But what if your coop already has chickens living in it? It's an active coop, and you can't really lock in all of those chickens into that coop area. Well, then you have to do something else, right? So the next thing that you would want to do is preferably have them in a separate area next to your chicken coop area. That way they can see each other and start to get familiarized with each other and, see each other every day. They get kind of used to each other. So that way, eventually, when you do incorporate them in, they're not seen as foreign chickens and they don't get it. They're less likely to get attacked that way. So that's what we do. We bring our chicks from the brooder into what we call the playground area, the little coop over there, and then they grow up and get a little bit bigger in there. And while that's happening, they're seeing all these other chickens, and these chickens are seeing them and getting used to them being around, right? So that's one thing that you want to do if you can. It makes it easier on the transition into the final destination, right? Is them seeing each other day to day, right? And then another thing that you want to do is you want to transfer the chickens at night while they're sleeping. So this is for the chickens in the coop where they're going. A lot of people think this is for the chickens that you're moving. It's not. You move chickens overnight in the middle of the night to a new coop area, they're going to remember where their home is, especially if they can see it. They're not going to go into that new coop area. They're going to try to get to their old coop area. Moving them at night is not for them. Moving them at night is for the chickens already in the coop. Whenever they wake up and there's more chickens, they're just like, oh, okay, it's been like this forever. That's to help keep the chickens in the coop now from attacking the new chickens. That's all that is for moving them at night, is to help reduce the chance of the chickens attacking the newcomers, okay? But like I said, the new chickens that are in there, since you can't lock them in, they're gonna have access out, right? And that's why we have the three-stage system. So you can't lock them in for 3 to 5 days for them to associate that home with home. That's fine. So we'll lock them all in the chicken coop in the run area, so they can come out of the chicken coop, but they can only come into the run area. They can't make it back to their old coop. And so after maybe the first or two, 1 or 2 nights, they might not make it into the coop at night, and we'll come out here and have to put them in manually. But at least they're not going out and about, and they're not going to their original chicken coop area. They're learning that this is their coop area now. And after 3 to 5 days of them being in this coop and run area, then we can open that door again and let them free range out in the open. And by that time, they will know that home is the new home. And again, that's why we have the three-stage system, because when we're moving chickens, we're not moving them into a brand new coop area where we can just lock them up for 3 to 5 days. It's a working coop, so we have that stage system. That way, you know, we can still transfer chickens and keep them safe at the same time, and reduce the chance of them getting attacked by each other, right? So if you can do any of those steps, I would highly suggest those. Those are the best practices when it comes to moving chicks from one coop area to another. I just wanted to make this video because I've seen some others where they think that if they take chickens and they put them into a new coop area at night, that they're just going to automatically wake up that next morning and associate that coop as their new home. And that's not the case. And they end up having trouble or struggles keeping those chickens where they're supposed to be now. So that's the reason for this video. If you enjoyed it, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I'd appreciate it. And with that, I hope everybody has a great day.